So I've mentioned before that it's so much easier to clean brush and stuff in the winter time. This is pretty scraggly looking, but I can actually get in there and cut that out in the winter time. In the summertime, it's so full that I can't even take one step up this hill. So what I'm gonna do now is get the chainsaw out and just hit this entire hill and hopefully get back there on the other side of the ramp and start working back there as well. Okay, so getting all sweaty, and I took my jacket off and realized I have a naughty word on my t-shirt. It's a concert t-shirt, and so better flip that around. Hold on just a second. Okay. Sorry about that. Man, so I injured myself, and I was, cutting those trees down and pulling with the chainsaw and pulling stuff away. And then I bent over to pick up this guy, and this guy threw my back out. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go work on something else for a little bit, and then hopefully work out the kinks and be back. And while I dysfunction my way over to the car over here, I think this is maybe a good chance to drive over to the neighboring town because they have a company there that specializes in structural engineering. So I'm gonna go talk to them and find out what would be involved with collaborating with them, because it would be a really good idea to have like a kind of a comprehensive plan to work from. That's a smart plan that takes into account the challenges with this old building. And also, I want to color within the lines as far as the city goes. They can be partners with me on this, and I really want to, do everything the way that it should be done. As a matter of fact, I got a notice because those vehicles over there, I guess they irritated one of the neighbors. So they got to go, and they'll be gone by the end of the month here. And to be honest, I'm not too sad about it because it makes it easier to mow, and then I can use my brand new bucket truck there, brand new to me, to go up and clean up that fence line there. So yeah. All right, so let's go to Mattoon and see what the structural engineering company says. Okay, so Kim drove over to Mattoon, and they said they have a structural engineer that does bridges and nothing to do with old buildings. But fortunately, they gave me a number of another company that's in another town nearby, and I called and left a message. So while I was driving over here, I thought, man, maybe since I have this YouTube channel and there are so many local people that are interested in the building and stuff, maybe they would be interested in sponsoring the channel. That would be too much to hope for. So, but I'll run it by and we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm hoping that they can help me, or someone can help me form a good plan that the city can get behind and partner with me on this. So this story is to be continued. Let's get back and keep working on the property. Okay, back at the building, kind of worked the kinks out, and I think I'm ready to get back at it. Before I do, I wanted to do an update. I started to promise this in the last video, didn't get around to it. An update about the elevator, because a lot of people are really interested in what's going on with that. So, been in contact with Neil. Neil's probably watching this video right now. He's going to be coming in the spring, and he's going to help me get it hooked up. So one of the challenges is having three-phase. So I think he said he's got like a two-phase converter that could be used in a pinch. But optimal is to get three-phase up and working in the building for a number of reasons. First of all, that's what the elevator wants. It would be great to have it for some power tools. So as the process goes on, I can get some nice tools and run them on three-phase. Who knows what's going to happen with any climate control? Not sure. There's so many options moving forward, and it's great to have the 3-phase. So called the city of Charleston, and if the right licensed electricians come and do the work, then they're okay with it. So then I called Ameren, which is the local electric provider, and they said all they need to do is come out and do a service disconnect, so that the electrician can do the installation. So the only thing, the last hurdle in order to do that is price. So like, if they say, oh, it costs $20,000 to do this, then yeah, we might be doing a 2-phase conversion for the elevator. But yeah, so I guess now I just need to call some electricians, find out what's going to be involved with that, what kind of cost we're looking at, and I would probably go with the bare minimum. And yeah, hopefully this spring the elevator is going to be up and running. So haven't given up on that. And yeah, okay, back to the chainsaw. Cut a lot of that scraggly stuff out right there, and as patchwork as that building looks, it definitely makes an improvement. So about halfway up the hill here, and still got to get that area over there. Okay, so I cannot keep a chainsaw running to save my life, and I know that says more about me than it does about the chainsaw. But darn it, these things are so... It might be the fact that I'm using the cheap ones. It's a Ryobi, so yeah, I feel like I'm spending more time trying to keep it going than I am actually working. So. Okay, so chain's off again. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break here and show you something that I brought back with me from Poland. So this is what I got. It is a really cool old Bakelite industrial desk lamp. And this is not the original shade. The original shades were even cooler looking than that. But I brought it back with me because these are not super rare over in Poland and Germany and that part of Europe. If you're interested in them, you can look them up. They are E-coal lamps. Bakelite. The original had a Bakelite shade as well, but the reason they're really cool is that this guy can rotate up like that, and then they can be wall hanging, so like over a door or something like that. So I was thinking that there are all kinds of doors here in the building where that would be like a really cool, nice touch, industrial touch. So especially starting with the break room. And also, so here's the front hallway to the building. And remember, I wanted to use this space to put lots of photos and stuff for the employees over the years to kind of show the history of the building. And I thought if there was like a bulletin board here or a large framed picture, 2 of these guys over it would be great for that. And yeah, or I don't know, but also that kind of 1940s look, which would be those hanging porcelain enamel lampshades, 2 of them, left and right, hanging right in front of that. I don't know. I'll find a place for it, and I know I'm gonna like it, so I know I'll end up bringing a whole bunch more of these guys with me. So, okay, so I think that's about it for today. I'll see you guys very soon. I'm in the groove now, so I'll start posting more.